So we got the memo with the dressing.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're the one that asked me to dress like this.
I
Was
know.
this to make me look...
Look better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hype me up.
I like to make my guests look better than me.
Yeah, that's nice.
it's good.
You're humble like that.
Yeah, you got to stay low and...
I mean, it's not that hard to look better than you. So.
It's not. So it's a pretty low bar.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
You know, nonetheless, I do what I can to
Yeah,
help secure that
for sure.
positioning.
For sure.
Hans, when did you get those boots? Are those...
These are not boots, they're just normal shoes.
Okay.
They're some nice.
They're just...
I got them from my dad, actually. I really like them, and
They're cool.
I asked him if I could have them, and he said yes when I went off to college, and he let me have them.
Okay. I'm
So,
surprised I didn't notice them before, but they
yeah, a little rustic vibe.
Yeah.
Maybe the camera catches it, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, Hans, we're going to Europe in 2 days. Pretty
We
excited.
are. I'm excited.
It'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Europe?
No.
Okay.
I have never been to Europe. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Been to Asia, but not Europe. So we'll see. We'll see how.
No South America, right?
No South. Well, yeah, no South America. Well, I went to. I guess that's Central America. I went to. What's it called? I went to a Central American country before.
What, like Guatemala, Honduras,
No.
Ecuador?
Ecuador, South
Belize.
America. Belize
Oh,
is
yeah,
South
you're right.
America. What's that called?
No, Belize is central, I think.
No, it touches Ecuador.
Belize
at the
is
top.
just under Mexico.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't think it is.
Oh, well,
I really don't think it is.
we'll fact check.
But I took a geography class one time. No, Costa Rica. I've been to Costa Rica.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
Central America.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
When did you go there?
With my dad,
Oh,
way
okay.
back when. Yeah, my grandma and grandpa came with us too back in the day.
Did you go
So-
to the jungle? I've heard it's like one of the most biodiverse places.
Yeah, it was really jungly. Yeah, I think we did like a little zip line thing. The Airbnb we were at or whatever, like a pool. It was really nice. It was a fun trip. The biggest thing I remember from that trip is my grandpa, who's passed on now, but he had constipation, really bad constipation, and so he'd always have like prunes to help him with it. This has been like a lifelong problem. And so, but when we got down there, he like couldn't find prunes, and so we went to this grocery store one time, and he was looking for prune juice, and he couldn't find any. And he had a bit of dementia and a bit of dementia, so he wasn't fully all there.
Yeah.
And he would walk up to the store workers who only speak Spanish and just go, "Prune juice, prune juice." Prune juice. We had to be like, "Grandpa, they don't understand what you're saying."
It's not going to help if you say it 5 times.
Yeah, so he was adamant on getting the prune juice. I was just like, "Grandpa, they don't understand what you're saying."
They
He
never
thought he
got
could figure it. He thought they could figure it out.
Did
but,
someone whip out Google Translate to help? Or?
Well, no, my stepmom speaks Spanish, and then
Oh,
Ellie
yeah.
speaks some Spanish, and yeah, so there were people that ended up like coming in and helping and talking. But yeah, that was one of the funnier memories.
prune
But-
juice. Just yelling.
Yeah,
it's probably
this like 21-year-old, Costa Rican employee that has no idea what this 76-year-old man is doing.
And the classic move is to speak louder to like
Right,
a foreigner.
right.
And so,
Obviously, they understand if you're just loud.
yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah, that's when I went to Costa Rica.
Oh, okay.
So,
So
yeah,
no Europe yet.
no Europe yet.
It'd be cool.
I'm excited, but we're going to sort of non-traditional countries, I'd say.
Yeah.
You
We're going
know?
to Scotland, Ireland, and Norway.
Yeah,
Those aren't, I would say.
those
like
aren't the first places a lot of people want to go.
Yeah, I feel like the big 3 would be like
France,
and-
Italy,
and
England.
England.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
And maybe Spain's up there too.
Yeah. And then if we're going top 5, I'd include Spain and Switzerland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we're different. We're not like other girls.
We're not. We're really not like that. I mean, but you've been before, and
Oh yeah.
and
So
you're
I
the
am
first
like
time
other
you are like other. Those are the ones you did go to.
So maybe I'm not different.
Yeah, you are a basic.
But I'm going through a
person.
rebrand like you.
Right.
So this is like the rebrand.
This is
Parker.
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
I a good rebrand's necessary.
It is.
You know,
You're
I feel
rebranding.
that.
You're going to LA.
I am. Yeah, I'm on that. Starting in August, full-time job opportunity out there. Part of the rebrand. So the revenge arc, you know, looking to build myself up and be as confident as I can going into that. So I'm excited though.
You're looking forward to it.
I am. Yeah. There's a bit of nervousness, a bit of scaries of just like being in a foreign place with no one you really know. Still trying to find housing. So.
Is the fact that it's like your first job also nerve-wracking or not really?
Not as much, just because, I mean, my current job is, like, the work itself doesn't seem nerve-wracking.
Okay.
The nerve-wracking part is this feeling of, like, having to perform and, like, wanting to perform to, like, do well, but being, like, feeling maybe a little inadequate.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, a lot of my coworkers, like, the cohort that I'm starting with, like, one's from Stanford, one's from Harvard, and, like, 2 are from UCLA.
Oh, okay.
And so it's
big
like,
players.
those are like good colleges. And so it's like, it is a little nerve wracking of like, you know, coming in and sort of wanting to defend my own abilities. And we'll see if I can do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you will. I mean, you're a high performer and when you want something, you go after it.
Yeah, that is true. I'm that is the point. I get competitive and I want to prove people wrong. And so I think I'll use that to my
just
advantage.
Think, even if they're not thinking this, think that they're thinking, oh, that stupid kid from that stupid Mormon school can't do anything. And then that'll just drive you to excellence.
Yeah, exactly. To show them up, exactly. But yeah, I'm excited though.
I knew someone who went to Stanford and BYU, and this is just anecdotal, but she said that BYU was more work than Stanford.
And I've heard that too. I think I heard of someone that had gone to Harvard for like a year or two and then transferred to BYU, and they said it was on par.
Yeah.
It was on par with, you know, I have a friend in Princeton, and yeah, I've like talked to him, and honestly, excessively hard, is what I would call BYU. But,
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm done with that. I graduated. I'm out of there.
You're done. You just had commencement and
convocation.
Convocation.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that word until you said it.
I only knew it because I did it. I did it about 2 days ago.
So, because I was a COVID grad, so I didn't have the walking ceremony. But did you actually walk up and
I did.
Shake hands and all that?
Yeah, I shook hands with my college, or the department, my econ department head.
Yeah.
Professor Lefgren, love him. He was on my podcast back in the day. Shook hands with like the dean of Family, Home, and Social Science College, which is what I'm part of, and shook hands with a couple other people. I don't even know who they were.
Okay.
But yeah, it was funny though, because turns out my cousin on my dad's side, she graduated as well in psychology, which is in the same college, and she's valedictorian.
No way.
For the psychology majors, and she was sitting on the stand, and I didn't even realize that. I didn't even know. Until after she posted on Instagram.
No way.
I realized that, like, wait a second, we graduated at the same time. She like apparently called my name out even too when I like walked across the stage. Didn't notice her at all. Her aunt, well, her mom, so my aunt and like her sister and some other family member were there for her, and like also said my name and like took pictures of me. Didn't notice them at all.
Until Instagram.
Until Instagram, and they posted something, and I'm like, oh wait a second, I think we're the same graduation. She's like, yeah, I called your name, and I'm like, yeah, I was like a little zoned out.
Is this the cousin that plays like flute or violin or something? Like the daughter of professor of chemistry.
Oh no, different cousin. Yeah, that's a Roger Harrison is the professor of chemistry. This is the daughter of Ruth Harrison, my dad's older sister.
Because I think I went on a trip with that girl cousin.
Yeah, she's older than you even. And
is she?
I think she's getting her PhD in like flute performance or something right now.
Okay,
Or
so
she plays oboe.
hard.
She plays oboe, not
oboe.
flute. I think oboe. But
That's
yeah, not
so
her.
funny.
This is different cousin. But yeah.
Are you salty that psychology is in the same class as econ?
No, it's really funny though, because when you walk, right, it has lists of everyone that's walking.
Yeah.
And econ is, I don't know, maybe like 30 kids. And psychology is like over 2 pages. And so they actually let econ walks first, right after the masters, then the
rightfully
PhDs.
so.
Econ, the most reputable degree, the most, upstanding degree, walks first.
Yeah.
And so then we're done walking, at the beginning, just on the phone. So now everyone else, I feel bad, but yeah, it's like all the sociology, psychology, family sciences, they're all in the same college. A lot longer.
Interesting.
Wasn't locked in on listening to those people though. So
Wow. So how long did the whole thing last?
it lasted, I want to say almost like an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. Actually, shorter than I thought.
Yeah, it was reasonable. They get you going. They
Yeah.
get through. The PhDs take the longest because they like announce like what they got their PhD in.
Uh-huh.
But then once it gets to the undergrad, they're just like economics, and then just boom, 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 and rattle
Yeah.
them off. So
Have you ever thought about going academic route or not really?
not real. There was a brief moment when I'm like, maybe, but then I like didn't get. I knew I didn't get good enough grades,
Oh.
and then I also knew that I didn't want to be in school and write papers for the next 8 years of my life, and so.
And then
And the
continually
pay's
have
not
to do
even
like
good.
research and pays
Yeah,
less than
exactly.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if I were to get a PhD, I would do industry.
Oh, okay.
Because you can get paid a lot as an econ PhD, but
You can.
yeah.
Interesting.
Oh no, yeah. You can work, like Amazon has a whole econ PhD. They call them they call them scientists. Call them like economic scientists pretty much. And yeah, if you get a PhD in econ, you can work in industry for like Walmart or Amazon, and you're getting paid, depending on hours, like 200,000-300,000 a year with
great.
good stock options, and so definitely better than a traditional professorship route.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's like starting. So
That's awesome.
It's definitely lucrative for sure.
Yeah. I know you're a big planner with your life and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I know has like altered actually slightly from
Yeah.
what you originally set out to do.
Yeah.
Do you know if you had to do like something totally different than your current plan?
Yeah.
What is another reality that you think would be interesting for yourself?
I honestly, I think media is a little interesting, and sort of being sort of a personality, I think would be interesting.
Yeah.
I do, and I think that was sort of tickled with doing a podcast. I really just like talking and entertaining people, and so I feel like that would be something that would be interesting to possibly pursue and look at. I'm just very risk averse, and it's not stable, and
Yeah.
so if I got an opportunity, I might try it. But it's definitely one of those things that's like a little. You really have to be passionate and be willing to sacrifice a lot for it, and I don't know if I would be.
And you have to also get a lucky break.
Yeah.
Too.
No, exactly. There's a lot of luck in that.
Yeah. I
So.
think for a large majority of people who really get famous, there's a big component of luck.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of talented people out there.
Or straight nepotism. There's a lot of straight nepotism.
Especially like in the music industry
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Andrew Callahan, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Would you want to?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe, yeah. It'd definitely be more like informal, not traditional, like TV and
Yeah.
entertainment. It'd definitely be more informal, maybe like a YouTube or like, I don't know. But I think it'd be interesting. I think
Yeah.
it'd be cool. Other than that, I don't know. I've thought of different aspects within business. Oh, I think government. I think government would honestly be very interesting, and that honestly would be probably what I'd want to do after my current career, right?
Like run for some office?
Yeah. Whether it's local or state, or even federal. I think, similar to like a Mitt Romney vibe. Mitt Romney worked at Bain & Company, which is a consulting firm. I'm going into consulting.
I didn't know that.
Then he established Bain Capital, which is a private equity firm, and then he
Got loaded.
and
then-
got loaded, exactly, and then started running for office. So I think something like that could be really interesting.
That could be a cool path for you.
So I think that would be interesting. Or like Boris Johnson, UK's previous prime minister, he worked at the same firm I'm going to, out of undergrad. So it's definitely.
In the U.S. or do you have a UK?
It's my office, my firm I'm going to's main office is actually in London.
Oh, cool.
And then they have a secondary main office in Boston, but
Okay.
they came from London. So he worked in London out there. But so it's definitely possible, to work this career 10 to 15 years, and then, 40 once you've, made your millions, then sort of go into the public sector, which I think would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Personally, I could sort of see myself doing something like that, and I think that'd be really, really
Do you
cool.
have like, and this is like, I'm not going to put you on the spot. Like,
Yeah.
do you have like an issue or two that you'd want to focus on, that you care about, that you
Yeah,
find yourself like
yeah.
excited about
Well,
right now.
the thing that's hard that I've thought a little bit about, you sort of have to game the system, right? You look at like Mitt Romney, he couldn't get elected to be a senator in his home state of Massachusetts, so he had to come out to Utah and to sort of align politically.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where I would align. I'm definitely more left-leaning. I do have some, strong opinions on certain political stances, like gun
Yeah.
control. I see very minimal reason for most reasons to have privately owned guns. Some people can hate me for that, and I'm happy to debate them.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely more of I push for sort of globalization. I think trade and global trade is very important
Okay.
for the U.S. economy and global economy. I think isolationist economic policies are backwards. Just economically, fundamentally, they don't work. If you
They
want,
don't lead to innovation.
they don't lead to innovation. They don't lead to economic growth.
Yeah.
They really don't. So isolationist policies, I'm definitely not for. I would say I'm a little bit more fiscally conservative. I think cutting back spending in like specifically like defense, I think is excessive. Some of those things, but the thing is I'm quite moderate in a lot of my views and identities, and right now we see the political landscape. What gets you elected is radical. So
Yeah.
I don't know
You
where
have to
I would
take a
land
hard
in
stance on everything.
on something. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, in 15, 20 years, I don't know where the political landscape will be, but that's currently what
Hopefully,
I'm thinking.
more parties to.
Well, with the electoral college, I don't think it'll lead to electoral college leads to a two-party system. So
Yeah.
I think unless we fundamentally change how our political system works, it'll be rare to get a third or fourth party.
Yeah, because any third party just draws away votes from
Yeah, it's
one
not
of the two primaries.
exactly. It's not advantageous. If we got like the UK proportional representation, that
Yeah.
sort of can
I think
help.
Germany's the same, right? I think.
Yeah, a lot of European countries do proportional representation where it's like, oh, there's 10 seats available and you get 10% of the vote, you get one of those 10 seats.
Yeah.
So some
think that'd be
people
really
some
good.
people say that doesn't work on a large country like ours, but I think it could.
Yeah.
At least in the House of Representatives. Maybe again the Senate is when you're only given 2 seats,
That's
it's tougher.
you can't really do
You
that.
can't, yeah. But when it comes to, House of Representatives where you're getting multiple seats, I feel like there could be more diversity in that. So I don't know.
So
though.
you'd focus on maybe gun control and defense spending, or helping policies pass that lead to globalization and
Yeah. Well, and then also just, I think it's sort of ridiculous in terms of healthcare.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think there's certain health standards that America doesn't meet that I feel like could be met.
Oh yeah,
So
that's such a messy system.
yeah,
But it's so
Yeah.
complicated. I think there's a lot of moving pieces that
yeah,
it seems like sort of an impossible beast. But I
Yeah.
know there's ways to make it better. It's
Yeah.
just so hard with inflated like making insurance necessary.
yeah,
And then hospitals are working through insurances, and so they price gouge,
Yeah.
and it's just messy.
no, it is. It's tough. It's tough.
I think that needs to be massively reformed.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I'm excited to see what offices you run for in
Yeah.
15 to 20 years.
If I'm on the ballot, vote for me.
Vote for him. So with the media thing, would you want to just like keep it a consistent effort on the side and then post clips and stuff and see if like something blew up, and then
Yeah.
leave it an open door to transition for kind of more involvement if that were to happen?
Yeah, I feel like that could be possibility, or just opportunities and meeting people and seeing there. I think it's hard because I think I don't really consider myself the most creative person.
Yeah.
And so I like it as a form of outlet. I don't know if I'm the best at it though, is the thing. And you don't necessarily have to be the best, but
No.
you have to be at least like consistent and passionate about it. And so
Yeah.
I'm bad with consistency when it comes to a lot of aspects of my life. So
Same.
I think it'd be something like I sort of want to pick back up on my podcast. I want to pick back up on
Which is
some of those
Humans
ideas.
with Taunts?
Yeah, Humans with Taunts.
Check it
I
out.
haven't posted in a while, but
Very good quality though.
Yeah.
Like even if you're not consistent or creative with like video production or something,
Right.
I think what you don't have in that, it's very much counterbalanced by the level of quality of questions that you ask people
the conversation.
and conversationless.
And that's what I like to focus on. I'm all about the conversation.
I could see you being in the same kind of lane as the Hot Ones guy, Sean.
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I think that would kind of be like a really good lane.
Yeah, exactly. I like to have conversation with people, and so anything that sort of inspires that would be interesting. I would also, I think, I really enjoy cooking and food, and so I've always talked about how like a dream of mine is if I get really rich to go to Italy and study pizza and pasta making for like 6 months, and then like open up a little restaurant. I think that'd be sort of cool too.
Yeah.
So.
And you could even like, not that everything has to be about media, but if you wanted to, you can make that part of like your journey. I think more and more we're seeing people do some really cool adventure or experience to build their audience, and then they can take that audience and focus into another, maybe more sustainable avenue.
Yeah.
Like with the guy who's like doing blackjack every day.
Yeah.
The guy that ran across Africa.
Yeah.
People like that, you get a following quick, and then it leaves a lot of doors open to transition to something that they want to do long term.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. No, that's true.
That could be a thing.
But yeah, I might pull a Tony P in DC. I don't know if you know Tony P.
I don't know him.
#1 bachelor in DC, but he makes funny, sort of autistic videos of him like getting dressed in the morning before he goes to work. You can look him up on Instagram. He's sort of funny, but I could do something similar like that. You know, just the day in the life type of vibe, going to work. I've thought about even doing something like that, but yeah.
Is he just like a office job?
Yeah, I think he's technically a consultant. I've tried to look him up on LinkedIn. He probably works for like an accounting firm or something in DC, or does government consulting. But
Tony
yeah,
P. I'll check him out.
Tony P in DC, 25-year-old bachelor in DC.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So
That's interesting. He's already ahead of me. Big following at 25, working a corporate job. Oh,
exactly. But
well, it is getting dark now. But
running
it's been a good conversation, and excited to see how Europe goes, but also just these next few months are pretty transitional and kind of exciting new chapters. So we'll have to
it should be fun.
Do a follow-up in a few months.
An update, a catch-up, per se.
Okay, all right, sounds good. See you.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Nice.